move the way I do. I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades, rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a superstar. Yeah, come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. If you feel it, just dance along. Keep the feeling going on and on. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along, dance along. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along. Got to keep the feeling going on and on. Yeah. If you feel it, just dance along, dance along. Oh, I just feel so good. I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. Oh, I just feel so good.
Sunshine beating on the good times, moonlight rising from the grave. String band playing worn out honky tonks, pretty young thing going dancing in the rain. I hear ladies spitting at the naked chest. This is man with a needle and a spoon. Coyote chewing on a cigarette pack of young boys going howling at the moon. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town. Listen, my sense catches up with me. Three dead in a crash on a number 4. 2 witnesses blowing up high. Not sure whose will be done. You can call me a sinner for wondering why. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town. Listen, my sense catches up with me. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town. Listen, my sense catches up with me. Corn liquor tastes sweeter in this town. Could it be it's the same as the lies? I swear I've seen your face elsewhere before, just as familiar as a bottle and a glass. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town. Listen, my sense catches up with me. Hey darling, sunny. Hey darling, leaving for the next town. Listen, my sense catches up with me.
Everybody's talking at me lately, trying to stop me doing what I do. So I take out the trash and then I slip out the back in my alligator boots. Slipping to the car, dropping, hatching, acting crazy. Put me up on stage and now make this night amazing. Ooh, it feels so good to be free. Let loose, chasing around the melody. I got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. Got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. Cause tomorrow you still feel it, baby. Infected with the rhythm and blues. Honey, that's alright. We only live for the night, so let's shake this room. This is not a fantasy, just my life and how I live it. Burning down the house and I'ma make you all complacent. Hey, what y'all doing over there? This ain't no time to leave. I've been waiting all night. Ooh, it feels so good to be free. Let loose, chasing around the melody. I got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. Everybody's talking at me lately, trying to stop me doing what I do. So I take out the trash and then I slip out the back in my alligator boots. Getting all the rhythm you require. Yeah, this one I'm just preaching to the choir. Yeah, ain't no need to slow it down. We can go another round. Bet you I can take you even higher. Ooh, it feels so good to be free. Let loose, chasing around the melody. I got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. Ooh, it feels so good to be free. Let loose, chasing around the melody. I got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. Got everybody shaking like it's New Orleans, yeah, baby. It feels so good to be free. I'm tired of waiting, lost while I'm sitting at home. Dream of a new destination, lust for something unknown. Oh, you better leave it alone. And you know I'd rather get up and go. How long can I lie around waiting for it? Sometimes you gotta walk out the door. No limits, no ceiling, no crown. No pressure gonna hold me down. No stopping till I break every rule. No limits to what I can do. Nowhere is too far away. No border.
Yo! What's up, everyone? Happy Saturday. You all right? What? Oh, his headset's not. See, Patrick leaves live streams for a long time and then has to come back and like he can't hear anything, and so his stuff starts breaking.
My earphones are broken. My earphones are broken. I knew it. I was listening. I was waiting for it. They're broken. They're broken. Broken.
You couldn't hear the music?
I heard the music, but when you start talking, it went all squirrely, squiggly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Whatever. Oh, no, Carrie, it wasn't that. So, all right. Well, Patrick's back. Welcome, Patrick. Maybe you can introduce yourself for those that don't know who you are.
My name is Patrick LeBlanc. I'm a Gemini. I like long walks in the park.
Oh my gosh. It's good
You knew I was going to say something.
I didn't know what you would say, so it's fine. It's always an adventure. It's all good. So welcome everyone. So no, Patrick, it's good to have you back on the live stream. I know there were some comments for a while like, hey, I heard Patrick's gone from Guy in a Cube, and I'm like, no, he's not. He's still putting out videos.
I got fired.
Oh man.
Hey, Paul, I'm not married, Paul.
Paul's gonna be in DFW tomorrow. Nice. So it's good.
Adam put me in a timeout. He did. He told me I need to take a break. He said, "You got to take a break, man. You're going too far with this thing."
And you're on this stream, and then I don't know when you're gonna be back on that.
June.
Late June. Ish. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So good to have everyone. If you are new to the live stream or just Guy in a Cube in general, go ahead and put #new in the chat. We always love seeing the new faces. Want to welcome you to the stream and say hi. I know a lot of folks tend to be lurkers in the chat. That's okay. But we'd love for you to be interactive and participate. It's always a good time. Waits for Patrick to say new.
I was just about to do it too, but now I'm not going to do it.
All right, and then so shout out to all the members of Guy in a Cube. We appreciate what you do here on the channel. You help us do what we do, so thank you so much. If you see folks with a green name or the Guy in a Cube icon next to their name, those are members of Guy in a Cube. So shout out to all y'all. Thank you for being here. If you want to learn more, check out the link on the screen or hit the join button down below to learn more. No commitment required, but just a big thank you for checking it out. Also, one other shout out I want to do. He's married to Adam. Yeah. So apparently I don't satisfy him though, so it's fine.
I'm married to the game, man. I'm married to the game. I'm married to the game.
All right. So just another call out here. There was an announcement recently about a European Fabric Community Conference coming up in September. So if you want to learn more about that, check out the link on the screen. I don't have a thing for Jason if you want to drop the link in the chat. I actually didn't have it ready from a link perspective to drop, but go check that out. My understanding is registration is not open just yet, but there is a way for you to signal you're interested. If you do, you're going to get a 50% off coupon. So definitely go sign up and express interest if that's something you want to grab. Once registration opens, that 50% thing is gone. So make sure you get it.
Hey, are we going? Or will we be there?
I haven't heard yet. I hope so, but no one's told me yet. We submitted. There's a sessionize. There's a call for speakers if you want to go present. Patrick and I have submitted a couple sessions, so hopefully, Jason said yes. But I said in the chat, our picture's not on the website yet, so I don't know. Last time for the U.S. one, it was like our pictures were on the site, and they were like, "Are you guys going?" I'm like, "I hope so." They put our picture on the website. That'd be awkward. So we'll see. Jedwiga, just look at the website, get ready for once registration opens, pricing will be available. So, but definitely submit your interest to get that 50% off coupon. Don't miss out on that. So hoping to see everyone there.
Coming up this
It's going to be in
fall.
Sweden.
Yeah,
it's the week after Power Platform Conference in the U.S. So it's going to be exciting too. So I know we will be there for that. For sure. So
And then we're leaving there, and we're going to Power
Yes,
Platform.
Power Platform Conference.
We're going to
hopefully Sweden for the European Fabric Conference, and then Germany for SQL Conference.
boom, boom,
Yeah. So,
boom,
all right.
boom.
And we're doing a pre-con at Fabric Conference. So.
Oh, Summit as well. That's right, past Summit. We're
Yeah,
trying to go to past Summit.
that's a little later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we actually will spend time at home before that. All right. So let's see who's new in the chat. Let's see where it picked up. All right. Paul is new. Michael is new to the chat, so thank you for that. I didn't see it. Yeah. Anyway. Andreas is new. Matthias, you are not a lurker. Tom is high, apparently, or he says hi. I don't know. He says he put HIGH. So I don't know.
Hey, it is Saturday. It is Saturday.
You do you, man. John is new. Let's see. I think that's all I see there. So thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I said hi, but you said HIGH. So that's a whole different. Yeah. But
It's
hey,
Saturday.
good to
It's
see you.
Saturday,
Good to
man.
see you.
It's Saturday.
So yeah. It's always happy hour in Vegas.
That's right. Tom's in Vegas. That's right.
Nice. So welcome everyone who is new. Glad you're here. Thanks for saying it in the chat, and hope you get a lot out of the stream. So and Chinmay is new, and you're a member too, Chinmay. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting the channel. All right, Patrick. We got some rules for the stream. So rule number 1, please put Q: in front of your question to get them queued up. Chatmaster C is standing by. So one time is all you need to get it into the queue. So rule number 2, do not spam your question, or just don't spam the chat in general. If you do, we have a 3 strikes rule on Guy in a Cube. After that, Chatmaster C or one of our other moderators will put you in a timeout, except for Patrick. He won't do it. And so please don't do that. One time's all you need. We try to get to as many as we can. We never do, though. And then rule number 3, members, hold on to your question until the halfway mark. Chatmaster C will let you know when. And so we'll do that. If you do have a burning question that you want answered and want to make sure that it's there, first off, get it in the queue right now because it's pretty light, and chances are we'll get to it if you put it in right now. But if we don't, Super Chat's always bump priority, and we'll answer that question next throughout the whole period of the stream. So whether it's members only or not, Super Chats take priority. All right, with that, Patrick, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's roll. Let's roll.
And then, Jason, I saw your comment about pricing. So I don't know that folks in this chat will know what the ESPC is. So that's the European SharePoint Conference. But yeah, it's on the website. Okay. All right. Matthew was jesting and had a question here. Is it true the team is already working on amazing ideas to make the Power Hour in Stockholm the best Power Hour session in the history of Power Hours? I hope so. We will find out. So I guess you got to go to the conference to find out. Right, Matthew? I think so. All right. So I hope so. Patrick's excited. That's all I know. All right, war chart. Let's see here. As soon as our trial Fabric Workspace comes to an end, how would I choose the capacity for multiple workspaces? Should I get a large one and share across workspaces, or a small capacity for each? Ooh.
Dang
yeah.
it. Wait.
What? Oh,
But you hadn't done this in a long time, right?
Yeah, well, we have. We just haven't seen the visualization of it. And I was gonna say your thing is upside down. Yeah. So it depends. First off, I would not do. The thing I will say for certain is don't do a single capacity for each workspace. That seems aggressive. Where I would say is typically, So it's based on the load, right? And so I don't know what that's going to be. And so start with a single capacity and try and do load and understand what's going on. You should understand what's in those workspaces to begin with, or have some idea of like, is it going to be heavy load? Is it just light? I've seen a couple different strategies on that front. One is also, I don't know how large your organization is. But typically what I see with what?
That's great.
Yeah.
You're spot on. You're spot on. Right.
But like, so we typically work with larger enterprise customers. So like the top largest customers in the world. And so typically what we see patterns there is they'll usually have like a mission critical capacity dependent on the line of business. So like if you think about a large finance model and it's for, executive leadership or board of directors or something like that, it can't go down. Like they will isolate that in its own capacity. And then beyond that, like you may have maybe capacities for a given line of business. You may have it for where they just do their own thing and they own that capacity. It could be like you have a capacity for self-service where people that want to just do their own thing is in there. And then, if they mess it up, they mess it up. That's fine. And so it depends. But start with a capacity, and then you can scale that up and or bring in another capacity as needed. And so use the capacity metrics app to figure it out. And that's where I would go.
And then it's technical limitations, right? All the things depending on what you're doing in your capacity. Like Adam said, model size, concurrency. Do you plan on using Copilot?
Yeah,
trial capacity.
F64. Well, F64 or higher for Copilot.
What's your data volume size? Are you using Direct Lake? Are you within the guardrails of it because you want to go Direct Lake only? So there's certain things that you need to consider from a technical perspective. But it depends. It depends. You're right. It depends.
Yep. We got a super chat. Ooh, I was about to go to another question, but they got in there really quick. Kyra got in. Hang on, I gotta wait for it to get in there. There we go. So Kyra, thank you for the super chat. Kyra said, wait, why didn't that go out? There we go. I've heard Datamarts are not suggested and may be going away. What is your suggestion as a replacement alternative equivalent if planning to get premium per user? Ooh, premium per user. I mean, that's tough. You're limited on options with premium per user. So, like your Datamarts today still work. So obviously, like that's, we'll see what happens with those. But if you're on premium per user, like Azure SQL Database, I don't know of a better option there. So unless you go to a capacity. So what do you think, Patrick?
I don't know. I mean, because PPU just kind of put Patrick in a box. I don't know. Yeah. And, so it kind of. I mean, if Datamarts are working for you now, I don't know that we've heard that they're going away in the near term. But if you're using, I don't want to be in a box. That's right. An F2, depending on
capacities are going to give you a lot more options. But if you're limited to PPU, Azure SQL Database.
Yeah. So. But if you can get a smaller capacity, I think that would be something to look at, because then you can use a warehouse and data flows Gen 2, right, in F2.
Yeah.
And so you would be good. That would be much better taking that approach. I mean, I think depending on how many people are in your organization, you'll hit the tipping point where PPU is more expensive than a smaller capacity.
Yeah.
Depending on
the number of people.
Yeah, depending on the number of people. So something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, like
it depends, though, right? That's gonna say it depends. Would you say that's an it depends?
Yes. So
that's two.
I'm
I don't know what Kevin is.
Yeah. All right. So of note, I'm having some network issues that have been lingering all week, so it's being a little weird.
Paul said $7.
Paul said $7. What? We're not at
think we've
7
had that
yet.
many questions.
Holy cow. We're not at 7. Where's Kevin Arnold? I haven't
He's
seen
on
him in the chat
vacation.
yet.
He's on
Oh
vacation.
no. Is Chewy in the chat?
I got two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I got 2. Like, we're at $2. There's Chewy. All right, Chewy's got it. Oh my god, yeah, it's 2. I think we're at 2 right now.
That's
No,
some
no,
serious
Paul. It's
inflation,
1
man.
per question, not like every time we say it depends. Oh my gosh, gotta put some guardrails on that. Woo. Woo. All right. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, PPU, you're, jeez.
Paul's like,
Paul's trying to make it rain. I don't know what he's doing. Whew. I'm gonna send you the bill, Paul. You're gonna be in DFW tomorrow. I'll pick it up. Like, that's fine.
jeez.
Whew. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, yeah. So PPU is limiting you on that front. Got to go capacities at that point. All right. Let's see here, Prachi. Let's see if this works. Come on. Oh my goodness. There we go. Is there any way can we lock notebook code? Ooh. Can you lock notebook? So like, are you wanting to make like a notebook like read only, or are you saying like a specific code block in the notebook? Can you lock that? So
I think you can in a notebook.
I don't remember.
But it depends on what access a person has, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm in a
So
notebook.
if I go,
Oh yeah, there's a lock on it to lock the cell. The cell is
you wanna
locked. So
show
go
your
to
screen?
yeah.
Okay.
See right here, and of course zoom in is not running. Oh my god.
What?
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. See, right there, you can lock the cell. But now you go into that workspace, Adam. Go log into that workspace.
Can you tell
go
me
do
which
it?
workspace it is?
Lakehouse Final. Go to Lakehouse Final.
Yeah.
And then it's the cell with the calendar. Go to the dimensions notebook.
Which no dimensions? Okay.
Dimensions.
There, yeah. All right. Yeah, I see it.
And then see, can you modify the cell that has calendar DF?
I cannot.
It's boom. That's a
What?
live demo right there, baby.
Well, wait a second. I can't do anything on any of the.
What?
That's weird. Like, I don't get any options on any of the cells.
No, you got to click the cell. Click the cell.
I am. Here, let me go to my machine. Jeez.
Okay.
I know how this works, Patrick. All right, so this one does. This one came up.
Yeah.
If I went to this one though, okay, it came up there. All right, it was delayed, so like for a little bit, none of that was coming up. So yeah, so I can go in and I can unlock the cell, and so it's
So
not
you can
necessarily a
unlock it.
security. Yeah, so it's not necessarily a
So
security
you can
thing.
unlock it.
So yeah, so because I can come in here and say unlock the cell, and then if
So
you
it
go back
depends
to
on the
Patrick's,
permissions
you
you
can
have.
see that I'm sitting
Yeah, I can
there
see you
doing
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
You see me.
But it depends on the permissions you have in the workspace. And so if I'm not just a viewer in the workspace, if you're admin, member, contributor, you have some elevated access there. So
Yeah. So you got to be careful with it. And then like if you want like different behavior, go to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com and get your feedback in there. So we'll see if that works. Probably won't, but that's okay. It worked. It worked. Yay. All right, cool. We had some super chats also. So Chris came in. Wow, there's a lot of chats here. So Chris came in. Thank you for the super chat, Chris. If it will work. So shout out to Chewy, my favorite dev today. Best day ever. Nice. Appreciate it.
All
Chewy's
right,
a good
Chewy.
person. Chewy's a good
I don't know
person.
what Chewy did today, but
I don't know what
he's
he
rocking
did.
it out.
He's tracking the money. He's putting Paul in his place. He's keeping Paul, like,
Boy,
keeping
it's
the
coming in for
excitement
Chewy.
down.
I don't know. When we see Chewy, we're going to have to buy Chewy a few lunch or some drinks or something, Chewy.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Like, you saved us some money. I love it. And then Miss Belinda coming in with the love for Chewy as well.
Yeah.
I feel like we missed something though with Chewy. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
we missed something
I don't know what
that
we
you did, Chewy.
I don't know what we did.
Yeah.
And then wow. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got more super chats coming in. Thank you. Let's
It's
see here.
all to the. We'll just put all these in the It Depends. We'll add it up.
Mark said, thank you, Chewy, for being talented and giving so freely to the community. I love that. And then Paul jumping in also. Contribution to the It Depends jar. Patrick just said it again. Nice. There you go. See, now I don't have a reason to. Well, I always have a reason to come say hi to you, Paul. But all right. Yeah. So Saturday morning learning the hashtag SML. I'm assuming it had something to do with that. So cool. All right. Thank you everyone for the super chats. That's bananas.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's all Chewy. Like, thank you, Chewy. All right. So, and Dira was saying, yes, we can lock. So for the notebooks, but yeah, it's just, you can lock the cell. And then it's, oh my gosh. All right. Jessica coming in with a super chat as well. Wow. Thank you. Chewy is great. Amazing. And then Alex coming in also. Geez, what is going on? Oh my gosh. Celebrating 11 years of marriage today. Oh, wow. She hasn't hurt me while I sleep. So let's keep the good times rolling. Congratulations. Happy anniversary, Alex.
Congratulations.
Tell Melissa we said hi. And
yes. Yeah.
We miss her. Yeah. We miss her. So, all right. Moving on. Win. Do we refer to F64 Plus as Fabric Premium? What icon? Is it a diamond? Will F2 workspaces have? So that's F64 Plus, I believe, meaning SKUs higher than that, not like, it's not like a C++ thing or anything like that. So they are Fabric capacities, not Power BI Premium capacities. The nomenclature is a little weird right now. I will admit that. But like, here, let me go back to my desktop. So we'll go to workspace settings. Let me move that off the screen. Come on, workspace setting. My network is really like, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Come on. I may have to have you show this, Patrick. I'm clicking and it's doing nothing because my network is like on a break. At least the stream is going. That's the important part.
What do you want to do?
Go to. Well, hang on. Let me just see if this works real quick. All right, that worked. Never mind. Kind of worked. At least the thing flew out. Look at this. Are you seeing this? It's just sitting there spinning. Yeah. This is my network. This is not the Fabric service. It's my internet. It's not that Fabric slow.
Internet's so fast.
Yeah.
So
All
fast.
right. So the different license. So you'll see premium capacity, and then you'll see Fabric capacity, right? So that's the nomenclature. And then if you have an F2, it'll still put a diamond there. So the diamond will still be there regardless. Whether it's a premium capacity, trial, or Fabric capacity, or even Power BI embedded capacity, those will all have a diamond on the workspace. So yeah. So follow up from Win, which I think is a good question, that the F64 capacity has more capabilities. So like Copilot is an example of that. How do you differentiate that from a workspace perspective? You can't from the diamond. Like there's not a good way to do that right now visually.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I've heard that come up from other customers have mentioned that too. So you have to know like what's been assigned, which workspace or which capacity that workspace has been assigned to. You have to know, and the admins can go see that. But yeah, it's that's tough. So I would definitely go to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com and get that feedback in. I think that's great feedback. So love it. All right. So we had a couple more super chats. So Chris Wagner came in with one more for Chewy. Crazy. And then Chewy himself came in. Thank you, Chewy. A special shout out to Saturday Morning Learning, best community ever. Amazing. Wow. That's bananas. That is bananas. Yeah. Patrick shows up and the super chats just go crazy, and like Chewy's been around before. Anyway, thank you, Chewy, for being so awesome. All right, Saul has a question. What is the best way to find out what queries are consuming most of my premium capacity on Power BI? I have tons of reports. And so I will say, on my side, I just assume Patrick is consuming most of the capacity, because that's usually what it is. But let's head over to my machine and we'll take a look here. So the short answer is the capacity metrics app is going to be the answer for how you go see that. Let's see this. See all of this activity on this capacity. This is a lot of activity. This is all Patrick. That's all Patrick. So,
really?
That's all Patrick. Really? Yes, that's all.
Wow.
Patrick. Well, because like we kind of have a separate. I'm like you have. That's kind of like your capacity, and I have my capacity. So if you go look though, this visual here is your kind of your starting point, and you'll see here like this little. There's this big like red spike that's there. So all the blue is background activity. So red is interactive, and interactive means that think of that as like actual Power BI report interactions. Everything else is background. And so what you will see here is if I hover over the red line or any line in there, I can right click and go drill through to time point detail. And this time point detail, you'll actually see like what's going on here, like what specifically was consuming bandwidth. Yeah, Carrie. It's that visual again. Oh. All right, Matthew's dropping. Matthew, thanks for being here, buddy. And so what you'll see here, so you'll see like the data model, there's queries. So this red spike, this was actually me. And you can see who the user is, right? And see what those are. And then you can see background operations as well down below. There should be, but I don't see it because I know Copilot was in there a little bit. Yeah, but I don't see it. Yeah, but anyway, use this to actually go through and see what's actually going on, right? And then you'll know. So that's how you go figure it out. So
that's a good one, Alex. That's a good one, Alex.
What did Alex say?
But also, Adam, could I use, if I'm just talking about DAX queries, could I use, if I have premium, could I use log analytics?
So you can use log analytics. That's basically like a profiler trace. That'll show you the queries and their durations. But if you want to know like the actual consumption on the CU side of it, you got to use the capacity metrics app. The log analytics isn't going to show you that. But what I've typically done though, and for troubleshooting, because we're like, hey, okay, this is the one that took a lot of time and consumed a lot of my capacity. How do I go optimize that? Then use log analytics to go figure out what the DAX query was, and then start optimizing that.
So you do some correlation between the two. Yeah. So you saw what Alex said. You see what Alex said?
Yeah. He thought it was going to say data flows, but no, this one was. It was not data flows. All right. Akshay's got a question here. He did a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Also, before I do the question, Matt Taylor, thank you for gifting 5 memberships for Guy in a Cube. Very much appreciated. So Aki got a gifted membership. Aki, good to see you. Phonofo got a membership. Ingo, Barbecue Bob, I love that name. And then Jeff got a membership as well. So welcome to being members. No worries, Akshay. No worries. All right, so let's see what the question here. Hi, gents. A couple of quick questions. How do we select app? Oh, I don't know what that is. SKU if we know the CU. Maybe appropriate. How do we select appropriate SKU if we know the capacity units? Also, is the costs of multiple between... this is hard to read.
CU and SKU costs. I'm going to guess that's SKU cost.
Okay.
Between CU and SKU cost.
So, and it's going back, like there was another one that he put in there about like, how do we know which SKU to buy? And this was going back to the discussion we had before about like it depends, right? Like there's no I can't give you a solid thing. So you've got to look like the capacity metrics app, which I just showed. That's how you're going to gauge like what's being consumed by the stuff that's in there. You should be doing some load tests. You should know what your baseline is. and then know if you need to go scale up, scale down, scale out. So typically what I'll say is that if you're hitting problems or bottlenecks, you've always got 3 options. One is to scale up, so go to a bigger SKU. 2 is to scale out, so maybe move things out to different workspaces and move those workspaces onto different capacities, so you're scaling the load out. Or 3, optimize, right? So what can we optimize?
Yeah.
And typically what I find is people just want to throw money at it and don't want to take the time to optimize things.
And the good thing about the Fabric capacities, they're in Azure, so you can pause them, you can spin them up, you can scale them.
Yep.
It's pretty easy to go spend a lot of money or save a lot of money too.
Yeah.
So it's completely up to you.
So, and the reason why we can't give you specific numbers on that is because there's so many factors that go into it. I did a video a while back that still holds up. It was focused on premium capacity, not Fabric capacity, but it's still true, right? Like, how many users do you have? How much concurrent operations do you have? How heavy are your refreshes or the queries? Are you using other workloads? So now you've got multiple workloads coming in. Are you using Copilot, right? So those are all things that come in that contribute to capacity utilization, and so you've got to view it and monitor it and adjust as needed. So load testing is going to be your friend. So, all right. All right. Oh my gosh. And Christian coming in with a super chat as well. All right. So Chatmaster C has, thank you, Christian. Chatmaster C has cleared the queue. So members, go ahead and get your questions in. There were still a few more questions in the queue we didn't get to, so apologies. So yeah, go get it in. Ron, I'm trying to put this thing out, but it's not. There it is. All right, cool. Thank you, Christian, for the super chat. All right. Yeah, and then Mark Price Mayer said the roadmap is getting updated for Fabric, so definitely go check that out. I don't believe the updates have been published yet, so hopefully they'll get updated next week. But keep your eye on it. They will be updated. All right, we are going into members-only chat. What this means, we're at the halfway mark. So what this means is members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. Everyone else can still watch the stream and watch the chat, but they won't be able to actually type in the chat. So if you did have a burning question we didn't get to and you're not a member, super chats will take priority even during members only. And then if you do want to be a member, you can go check out the join button down below to find out more. And then hopefully this will actually drop the link. It did. Excellent. So you can go check out the link I put in the chat as well to learn more about being a member. So check that out as well. All right. Let's go to members only. Members, get your questions in. And let's see what we got. All right. Go into the queue. Karthik. Uh-oh. Here it is, Patrick. Oh, come on. All right. Task flows. Loved it. Can we link other workspaces? Say if we have separate Lakehouse, warehouse, and semantic models in a different workspace.
I just tried it, and it does not appear to be possible.
Yeah, I think it's specific just to that workspace.
Yeah, it's just specific to that workspace. And so, it's because it only shows... Can you go to my screen?
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the task flows, I'm going to do a video. I just wrote it on the whiteboard. Adam and I were talking about it. I was like, I don't see it in our tenant. And Adam was like, oh, it's there. Refresh.
By the way, I see your workspace name is Direct Lake. Direct Lake has a space in it. Just letting you know.
Oh, God. Jeez. Anyway. And so you go, why is Zoom It? So somebody asked what tool we use to Zoom. So it's Zoom It. We use Zoom It. And so you see right there, you click that little... Yeah, you click that little plus button, and you see it only... Sorry, the add button, the paperclip. And you see it only shows the items in that workspace. So I don't think there's ability to go across workspaces yet. That's a good idea. It's a great idea, I think. So I'll do a video on it.
I agree.
And we'll talk about task flows all up. Yep.
Yeah. So I was trying to get the link to drop for Zoom It, but I'm still waiting for sysinternals.com to come up. So then it said it can't reach the page. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh. This is my internet is so wonky right now. So, there we go. There's Zoom It link. Bam. Thankfully, YouTube is being friendly. I think it's more of a DNS issue on my end. I need to go look at that.
I'm really liking these task flows though, because it gives you a starting point. If you're starting a new project and you're not quite sure, like a medallion architecture, for example, it gives you a good starting point.
So one thing I'll do, and I'm sure you're going to put this in the video, Patrick, but going back to my machine, just a quick tip, because I know a lot of people have been like, oh my gosh, this task flow thing, it's like, how do I like turn it off or whatever. So when you're in the task flow, so I'm just in this workspace and task flow's there, this little button right here over here, this collapses it. And then what's beautiful about this, so I collapse it in the demo workspace. If I go to another workspace, it's automatically collapsed. So it retains it across all workspaces.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So that's something just to be aware of, is that once you do, you just have to collapse it one time and then it's collapsed everywhere.
Yeah. I do like Alex's comment though. This does not replace any lineage. It's better for helping you organize your project and lay out your project. Think about a whiteboard. And so you normally go and sketch those things out on a whiteboard, and then Adam will come and erase all my fine work off the whiteboard, and I lost it. But with this, it's just there.
Well, and it's also a way for you to visualize like how things are, like as you're building things out, just how they're connected in the moment. But yeah, it's not lineage per se. It's just a way to do the thing. All right. Good question. I saw task flows. I thought that was going to go a different direction. All right. Tom, come on. All of it's on the same machine. Like, why? Waiting for it. I'll read it while... why did it... Okay, it still has Alex's picture, but it's... There we go. There's Tom. I saw a cool video about integrating Power BI and Azure DevOps that required using a function to create a column. I've never even noticed them before. Any other cool uses for functions in Power BI?
Functions.
So if I'm having to guess, my guess is this is related to some of the stuff that Rui was doing with DevOps operations, and you can automate things. And when we start thinking about Tyndall and those options, and so it's not a function I'm going to make a guess here that it's not a function for Power BI specifically. I think this is more on the Azure DevOps side. That's my guess. But I need, outside of that, I need more context, Tom, in terms of what you saw.
Oh, if you're using, are they talking about with pipelines? So there's a pipeline in DevOps that you can trigger.
Yeah. You can automate things.
Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, that's part of CI/CD. Okay. So that's why I think it was more DevOps related. It's not Power BI specific.
Oh no, I think he said in Power part of Transform. In Power Query. You can create functions in Power Query. You can create functions in Power Query.
Well, but that's not what he said.
Oh.
So Tom's got
I don't know what he's talking about.
So he said in Power BI as part of a transform. Do you mean in Power Query function? Because you said Azure DevOps, so that's what threw me off. I'm getting lost on the integration of Power BI and Azure DevOps. I'm where that's coming in. Yes, Power Query. Okay.
Yes.
So Power Query functions. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with Power Query functions.
I have videos on that. I have some videos showing them query functions and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's tons of cool stuff you can do with Power Query functions. Just be careful on what you're doing in that respect, because it's easy to break the fold when you're doing some things. So that's the bigger thing. All right, I got it. Your DevOps thing threw me off. I was not sure where you were going with that. But yeah, there's tons of stuff you can do with Power Query functions. I love it. All right. So one thing I've seen for Power Query functions, just as an example, is like if you're trying to do like web scraping and there's like multiple pages on the web page, using the Power Query function to actually loop through that is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's the typical example I see. All right, Toma. How can we have totals row expression from RDL to work upon exporting to Excel?
It didn't work? It doesn't work? Tell me.
Yeah, because I would expect the whatever. So when you export to Excel, I think it's just going to be a flat value for the totals.
Yeah.
I think that's what Thomas may be asking. Is how do we convert that to an Excel function in the workbook so that if something changes now, the total updates? Is that, Thomas, is that where you're going with that question? Exactly. All right. That doesn't work. So an RDL expression does not translate to an Excel function. So that's
RDL. I'm confused.
So
I'm missing something.
So if you have a table in your paginated report. So when we say RDL for folks, that's a paginated report. So your paginated report for your total, you can have an expression there for like how you're calculating the total, right?
Yeah.
But when I export to Excel, the result I see in Excel are all static values. It's just the raw number of the result of when you go to export. What she's saying, what Thomas is saying is when I export, I want that the totals to be an Excel function that sums up the column. That doesn't. That's not how it works. So ideas.fabric.powerbi.com, but that doesn't do that today. So it's a good thought.
I'll be doggone. Yeah, it's a good thought. It's a good thought. I never even thought about that.
Yep. All right, Michelle coming in with a super chat with a question. So this was one. I know this was one in the queue that we didn't get to. Our architect says we have to use Lakehouse for all layers, but the BI team wants a warehouse for the gold layer. The architect says the warehouse have
performance issues.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I would say I'm going to take off my Microsoft hat here. Let me do that. Adam.
So let me go back a little bit also. So because earlier in the chat, Michelle added some context here. So it says Forza. So the architect says there are too many limitations with the warehouse. Is that true? And they're saying to not use the warehouse. Also, Michelle said that she missed you. So just gonna.
Oh, I miss you too, Michelle. Yeah, thanks. That's awesome.
All right, go forth. And also, Mark Price Mayor's in the chat, so I'm sure like he's chiming in. He's on the warehouse too.
So,
go for it.
Mark just took the words out of my mouth about the warehouse not being performant. So, and Mark, I'm happy he's here because I was going to say maybe, but they're the same. They're the same thing. The going through the warehouse in Lakehouse and going through the warehouse SQL. It's the same engine. And so, from a performance perspective, how are they designing that? Your warehouse. And what are they doing? And so I'm not saying anything bad about the person your architect, right? That's designing it. But there could be some challenges that's affecting your performance. Now, there are limitations. There are limitations in the warehouse. If you are a traditional warehouse developer, and you're looking for merge and identity columns, and Mark Price is probably saying, Patrick, don't call them all out. But they're there, right? They're there. And for me, they're just opportunities.
I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna use my I'm like harnessing like where it is. I'm reaching out with my mind. If truncate was there, everything would be fine.
Anyway, so they're just opportunities. they're just opportunities for workarounds. Now, with that, there's nothing wrong with using the Lakehouse, and you can actually design a pretty good star schema with managed tables in the Lakehouse, and that could be your gold area, and then building your semantic models on top of it. Both from a warehouse and a Lakehouse perspective, it's going to result in the same thing if you design that star schema properly and then use Direct Lake. How are you building out your semantic models? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Are you trying to direct query using the SQL endpoint, or are you trying to import those in? Who knows, right? But I don't know.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
And be like, what's wrong with the Lakehouse being the gold layer? Like, why does that other person want a warehouse instead of a Lakehouse? Like, do they have?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why.
You tell me.
I'm going to tell you why. Because just like Excel, I'm familiar with the warehouse. I know warehouse. I know schemas and facts. And now
there's
just a little.
Lakehouse.
See, Carrie picked up on my opportunities for workarounds. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you. You got to use that one later. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. You got to use. That's a big one. I came up with that one. That's a big one. Opportunities for workarounds.
So I'm going to say,
Thank you,
Thomas,
Carrie.
you're wrong. You don't have to use Python.
You don't have to use Python.
You don't have to use Python. You can use SQL.
But hang on. But if the architect is building the Lakehouse, you don't have to use anything. Obviously, the architect knows Python, and the architect's going to load those medallion architecture up and build the Lakehouse.
They're going to use task flows.
And they're going to use task flows. But I'm not even talking about Spark SQL. I'm talking about you can use T-SQL against your Lakehouse when you switch to the analytical endpoint. Yeah. And so I'm trying to... Michelle, I think I need a little more information, and I'm sorry if I'm on a rant and on my soapbox here, but I love the warehouse. I think the warehouse is great. I'm building out some stuff for it. Adam rang me back in recently. He's like, you don't need all that stuff, but I'm building it out. I'm going to share some patterns on loading the warehouse, old school patterns that we've been using for years. But the Lakehouse is a new thing, and people are afraid of it because we've never used Lakehouses before in a lot of our organizations. We always had the warehouse, but they can give you the same sense. The Lakehouse through the SQL endpoint that's available, you have the same capabilities that you would with the warehouse. So if they want to build a Lakehouse, it should work. It should work. And if it's out there working right now, let them build a Lakehouse and you just connect to it and build your stuff.
And then tell them they were wrong if it doesn't work.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Michelle. Don't do that, Michelle. There's nothing wrong with the Lakehouse. It's just it's a different concept that a lot of us are getting used to. My
thing is figure out, so I would have them take a step back. So both for the person that's saying they want the warehouse for the gold layer and for the architects that are saying they want the Lakehouse, why don't you tell them, hey, can we step back a second and what are your goals? Like, what do we need to accomplish and what do we need to have? Yeah. And then map that out against capabilities for Lakehouse and warehouse. And you may find that, look, all of these things are supported by a warehouse. So what's the problem?
Yep.
Like, I don't understand. Yep. So I would do that. What's the goal?
Yeah.
Like, what do we need to have? Forget about the technology. Like, what are we trying to accomplish from the business perspective? And then, okay, which technologies meet those needs?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And then that'll lead you down the path of where you want to go. Adam and I actually have a session that we're delivering somewhere, hopefully soon, about which one do you choose? Which compute do you choose? And we kind of break that down.
I will tell you, we're not delivering that at Power Platform Conference because we were told what session.
Doing that at Power Platform.
No, we were told what session to deliver, and that was not it.
Oh.
So just saying.
Oh, I'm so sad. Ooh.
We're delivering something else. So.
But if you want to write SQL, I guess the point I'm making is in the Lakehouse, if that's people want the warehouse because they just want to write SQL, you can do that against the Lakehouse also. So don't shy away from it. Don't shy away. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with your architect. I think it goes to what Adam's saying. You got to figure out what you're trying to accomplish and see which one solves the problem.
Stina said that was the sweetest disappointment. Or that was the sweetest disappointed. Oh.
Ooh, woo, 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 woo.
All right, Miss Belinda invited you.
So, Thomas, we have been talking about doing this video for a year now about which compute between Data Warehouse and Lakehouse, and we're supposed to get on and have this huge debate about it, and we've just never done it.
Well, if Patrick was actually... not traveling so much.
I knew you were going to say that.
Maybe we could have done that. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Miss Belinda said you can join her in her session. She didn't invite me.
Wait, she's got a session?
It's okay. I'm assuming at Power Platform Conference.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
Yes, Matt. That is $1. That is $1.
Yeah,
you're right.
It depends.
It depends. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Cool.
It is $1.
All right, moving on. Mr. Paul. It's going to be in DFW tomorrow. I'm so excited. The capacity metrics app isn't working for me after installing and entering the tenant ID. Entering the tenant ID? You mean the capacity ID? Visuals just spin and then show a nondescript error. How to troubleshoot? So I will tell you, I just did this right before. Actually, I was doing it during the countdown because I was trying to find out, like, why isn't it showing the Copilot stuff? And I reinstalled the app to get the Copilot stuff, and it worked. So If that's not working, is there a different capacity ID you can do? And are you sure you verified that you're the capacity admin on that capacity? So you have to be a capacity admin on the capacity to do it. The other thing I will say is right after, let me jump to my machine. Sorry. Let's go. So one thing to note is when you install the app and when you go to the app for the first time, first off, make sure you just run the refresh on the data model because it does import some data there for like the listing of the capacities and some of the metadata stuff. So like this drop down for capacities is driven by imported data. And so you got to make sure that that model has been updated. By default, no capacity will be selected here, which means you'll see errors on all the visuals. And so the very first thing you got to do is go in here and select the capacity you want to go look at. So Paul, I don't know if you did that. So if you did that, you selected a specific capacity and you're still seeing errors, something else is going on and you probably need to open a support case. But it should, look at that. Mark coming in, truncates plan for Q3. But yeah, it should. I just did it this morning, so it's technically working, at least for me. So just make sure you got the capacity selected in the dropdown. Otherwise, you will see an error. Let me know, Paul. Let me know. All right, Todd.
Interesting.
In the Power BI service, the Fabric service, can you view and edit? Can you view, edit the incremental settings for a query?
Wait, let's hang on. We're gonna answer your question. If I don't have any premium at all, what is it?
Wait, if you don't have, sorry, say that again.
If I don't have premium, if I just have Power BI Pro licenses, what is it?
It's Fabric.
Okay, so can you view and edit incremental settings for a query in the Power BI?
So can you view, edit incremental settings for a query? So first off, you don't do incremental settings for a query. You would do incremental settings for your like a table, and technically it like partitions things out.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't see that from the UI. You could.
No.
So if you have a capacity and you're connecting with the XML endpoint, like in Management Studio or like Tabular Editor, you could see it there.
Editor, yeah.
But you won't be able to see it in the UI. So,
Yeah.
So, oh, look at that. Miss Melinda's saying they need an MC.
That's all you, baby.
Awesome.
That's
Let's
all
talk.
you, Adam.
Let's talk.
That's all,
Let's talk.
That's all, Adam.
So Todd, no, not in the UI. You've got to use the XML endpoint at that
Some
point.
kind of client tool.
Yeah.
It's a client tool.
Yep.
I think it's good that way though, because like even the parameters and stuff, you don't want to go messing with any of that stuff, because you never know who have access and they can who has access and they can break it up. Yeah.
All right, Paul. Have a good trip. Don't do anything dangerous before your trip to DFW tomorrow. So. Look, Alex, Belinda, let Alex know too. All right, Matt. If we have a P2, so two P1s, premium capacity, is it possible to reallocate one of the P1s to an F64 SKU? So we would ultimately have one P1 and one F64. No, that's a hard no. So if you have like actual premium cores, so those are purchased from Microsoft 365 on the commerce side on M365, whereas F64 capacities are purchased from an Azure side, so you can't transfer those. So you'd have to explicitly get an F64 or a SKU on the Azure side and then stop the subscription on the Microsoft 365 side. So there's no way to actually convert those. Two different commerce models, and so you've got to, if you already have, and if you have a P2 that you purchased, you would then have to ride that out if you have an annual agreement and then switch that to be a P1 and then go get the F64. But in that situation, I'd say just go with two F64s at that point. Why even re-up on the premium side? Because the premiums are going to be going away anyway. So I would look at just going completely two F64s at that point. So,
hey, I completely miss Alex's super chat.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Giving me
Oh,
data
shoot.
warehouse and
I missed it
paginated
too.
questions has made.
Oh my gosh.
Made. Thank you so much. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Hang on. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry I missed that. We were in a passionate discussion. That's why. So giving
Yeah,
Patrick
we were.
data warehouse and paginated questions made his Saturday. Oh, great. Alex, I would have thought the wedding anniversary would have made your Saturday. But okay. It was Patrick. That's fine. I kid.
Sorry for jumping in. Oh, look what Alex said. I might start coming back. It definitely made my Saturday.
Yeah. He's waiting for her to wake up. Okay, so she hasn't had a chance to make your Saturday yet. So okay, cool. Got it. All right. So
Anyway, sorry, I messed that question up. Sorry.
Yeah, but Matt, like, no, you can't do that. So
yeah,
just go F64. All right. Christian, is there any discussion in Microsoft to modify the filter results in Fabric so when you filter for semantic models, let's say to see the ones in folders too? It's the fact like the filtering doesn't show the folder piece of it.
Oh, yeah.
Together with the folder where it belongs. I would say we've heard a lot of. So there's been a lot of comments from customers on some of that capability, and I know the team's got planned for further updates on that. I just don't know what specifically. So today, yes, that the filtering's in the context for just what you're seeing in that specific view of the folder. So Alex, team no folders. Oh boy. But go to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com and get that feedback in. I'm sure there's already an item out there for it. Actually, I want to say, Patrick, when we were doing the videos for the Fabric conference, I think you were calling that out. You're like, wait, it doesn't show.
Yes, yeah. It doesn't even show.
Yeah.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I would say there's always discussion. So whether or not it's actually planned or anything like that's a whole other question. So get your feedback in. That's the best I can say on that front. I'm sure it's there. So vote it up. Laura, task flow is better than folders.
Wow. That's big. That's a big statement.
Big. Why is this not?
Yeah.
This internet thing is killing. I got to figure out my internet problem. It's been consistent over the week. And then look, Laura got Christian's picture. I don't know. It's just messing up. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Yes, they are different, Fernando. All right, Fernando. Let's see here. Is mirroring to data warehouse what copy activity is to data pipelines? No. No. So copy is a one-time thing. Like obviously you can schedule pipelines and that'll rerun the copy, but the mirroring is an actual replica. So it's constantly updating as it goes, right?
Right, and it's schema too. It's not just data; it's schema. Where with the pipeline, you'd have to go and modify it to accommodate new schema and things like that.
Yes. Yeah. So no, they're not the same thing. So
you did get my attention. You did get my attention. It's like what? You did. It's like no, two different things. Adam, he did all these great demos on Miriam. I was hoping he would do a video on Miriam to talk about these things, but I've yet to see one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do need to do a mirroring.
Just saying.
All right. Last question. Hey, we got 1 minute left, and we have one more question in the queue.
Okay.
This is a Patrick question. I'm behind on updates. Visual Calcs. Why? Simple demo, please.
I don't have a simple demo right now, Laura, but I will have a very special guest come on that's going to go deep on Visual Calcs. Yes, stay tuned.
So we did the video with Jay on Visual Calcs. Yeah. So go check that out.
But why Visual Calcs? Why Visual Calcs, Adam?
Why? This is something dude, a lot of people have been asking for that for a long time, right? So from a business perspective, it makes it just quick and easy to go do it. I will say, like, I'm cautious about it. Like, I do love that it's there, but obviously it introduces challenges. It could introduce challenges from a performance perspective. It limits the ability to share those items and have it in a central model. So yeah, it's not Jay, Donald. Patrick's not talking about Jay.
No, I'm not talking about Jay.
So we already had Jay on.
did his.
We already had Jay on
Yeah.
in the video to introduce Visual Calcs, and he did some demos in there. It depends, I guess. But I mean, like I like Visual Calcs. It's there, but it's for a specific use case, right? So it's for those business. Like if you don't have access to the model and you want to do something from a business perspective, it gives you that option and capability. Obviously, I would advocate if you've got access to the model, put it in the model. Like don't use Visual Calcs. But if you don't have access to the model, this is a way you could go do something.
I mean, but if I have a ton of data I've already pulled back to the visual side, and I need to do some type of running total or something like that for the data that I've already pulled, instead of me rerunning the DAX query to do it again, I can leverage the data in that visual and do that calculation right there. And it seems like it will perform better because I'm minimizing the round trips that I'm making back and forth. I'm just saying. I'm not saying yes or no. I just think it's visual. Like you said, it is visual specific, and it could cause some governance and other issues, but it can help also with performance. It can help.
Yeah. So I look forward to Patrick's person that he's going to bring in. To talk about that.
Yes.
I haven't. I think I know who it is.
You know exactly who it is.
I heard it. I heard this comment. I want to say a month or two ago.
Yeah, and I've been gone.
You've been traveling, so maybe we can get that recorded maybe in June or early July.
In June.
All right,
and we'll have him. He'll answer all those questions for you. He'll answer all those questions for you.
Yes.
Look what Carrie says though. Visual specific measures that shouldn't be in the model.
I put it on the. I put it on the.
I can't disagree with her.
I put it on the screen. All right, Patrick.
Okay.
We're at the end. Thank you, everyone. Patrick, closing words of wisdom.
Ooh. Yes. Just live life. Just live life. I have truly been living life just a little bit. And the computer and the keyboard and the mouse is great, but there's great things outside, nerds. Right? I'm a nerd. I'm the biggest nerd in the world. But there's great things outside your front door. Go and experience them. Go and experience all those great things.
All right, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
We will. Yes. So come back next time. We'll continue the conversation. Bring the questions. I'm trying to figure and then we'll see you on the interwebs. Thank you, everyone. Later.